Well, it was a big day in Washington yesterday as European leaders, including Keir Starmer and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, gathered for a summit with Donald Trump to discuss the Russian invasion. This follows Trump's own meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin last Friday. Zelensky and Trump both said the talks were the best so far, and there are hopes of a face-to-face meeting with Putin very soon. So where do we stand? Everyone has a view on Trump, obviously, Jane, but is he the one to bring peace? Could it happen?
Well, he really hopes so, because he would like to get the Nobel Peace Prize, which was given to Obama in 2009, and I think it haunts Trump that he's not been given it yet. So he keeps talking about all of these peace deals that he's brokered all around the world, but nobody seems to know what they are. But there was a lot of talk of security guarantees, of trilateral meetings and quadrilateral meetings. A lot of self-importance. It's obviously a very, very serious situation. But, of course, the one person who was missing is the only person that has got all of the cards, and that is Putin. And unless he wants it to end, it won't end. So there's been talk, obviously, that certain regions of Ukraine might be handed over in return for the war to end, so Donetsk and Luhansk. But I don't know, I wonder if I was the mother or father of a Ukrainian soldier that lost their life in this conflict, I would wonder if we're just going to hand over a large bit of Ukraine, which is what he kind of wanted in the first place, what was all this about in the, I don't know. I'm sorry to sound like a negative Nelly, but I just saw a lot of kind of self-important men standing around saying things, but I'm not sure whether anything's actually going to get done.
Well, and then I heard Starmer, who, oh, God, he drives me mad, on social media. It's like, oh, shut up, Starmer, you didn't say anything of any importance. You know, it just drives me mad. But anyway, that's just a little personal thing there. I kind of always feel guilty if I say anything remotely in favour of Trump, because I just think he's, like most people. But I think that he has brought people around the table in the way that his predecessor, Joe Biden, didn't. It didn't seem to make any headroads into this peace treaty. I completely agree with you. I think that, obviously, the main man is Putin, and this part of me thinks that he's just laughing at this whole thing. There is other theories as well, which I was reading this morning, saying that if peace was declared and the war was over, Putin's life would be in danger, which is one thing. And also, if the war is over, Zelensky's career will be over. So, as you've said before, there is egos involved in all of this as well. But I'm still trying, because the world is so terrifying, to hold out a little bit of hope that just maybe, just maybe Trump can do something. And as I say, at least bring them around the table. And if that resulted in the Nobel Peace Prize, I wouldn't care, because if he did orchestrate peace, then he can have it. What did Obama get it for?
It was to do with nuclear non-proliferation. So basically, international relations, encouraging countries not to advance their nuclear programmes, and particularly, I think, in making inroads with the Muslim population.
I think that the main thing to keep in mind is that any lasting peace involves detailed negotiation behind closed doors and subtlety, patience, the ability to read the other person. These are all things that are a long way from the theatrics we're seeing now. And if we look at what's happened in this country, long-running trade union disputes, and also what happened in Northern Ireland, long-running conflicts that we have experienced have only been resolved by people having patience and preparing to be in for the long haul. Now, I don't see any evidence of that. And listening on the radio this morning to someone who used to be involved in NATO, he'd really questioned whether Trump has the personality and the patience to deliver a meaningful peace.
Play the long game.
To play the long game, because it's not, you know, Trump said before he came to power, I'm going to end war in 24 hours, and now he says...
Well, he says he's ended 6.
He stopped 6 wars. Well, you know, he might have stopped them by throwing a paper dart in the air or whatever, but they're not real peace. Real peace. So yesterday we were talking about Melania's letter to Putin about the 20,000 children that have been abducted to Russia. Real peace means the repatriation of those children and the right of the people in these disputed territories to live a peaceful life.
And Zelensky's wife has returned the favour, and she's written a letter to Melania to thank her for highlighting that plight as well. But as we know, Trump is in awe of Putin, isn't he? And I think that's clouding everything.
Well, Putin did stand alongside him on Friday and said he felt like this conflict wouldn't have happened if Trump had been in power at that stage. So the relationship between those two men is crucial.
But maybe that's because he thinks Trump would have given him what he wanted.
Well, quite possibly.
I mean, for me personally, the only thing that Trump has really achieved is to get Vladimir Zelensky in a suit. I mean, that's a real achievement.
Absolutely. And then apparently when he said nice suit, he said, well, I've changed you, haven't you? Had the same suit on yesterday.
Exactly, yeah. It's just such interesting times. But like you say, at least there's something happening.
Something happening.
If you're just being the optimist, you know.
Crossed.
Yeah, exactly. Who knows, like you say, what might happen. And back at home, Sir Keir Starmer has said he is a patriot.
Is he?
He backs people flying the England flag. This is after 2 councils took down the Union Jack and St George's flags. Now, the councils, one in East London and in Birmingham, removed the unauthorised flags from lampposts due to health and safety reasons.
Absolutely, they're very dangerous flying those flags.
You can flap yourself to death.
It's terrible, just hit you up the face. Anyway, it is a move that has been criticised by locals. I mean, how do we feel about this? Do we still look at the flag here, particularly, I think, an English flag to an English person? Do you feel like it stands for your beliefs? Is it a symbol of pride?
I think it's a shame, because I think it should be. We should all be proud of our national flag. However, we can't deny that the St George's flag has been hijacked by the far right. So when we do see that, someone gave an example on television this morning and said that if they saw that flag on a pub, they would probably not go into that pub because of the type of people they might find in there. And sadly, much as I wanted to disagree...
Absolutely mad.
No, I agree.
You wouldn't say that about a Welsh flag or a
I think if I was in an inner city, I'm not talking about the countryside, if I was, you know, not that I go into inner city pubs, but if I did and there was a flag, I would probably not go in it because of what it has become to represent, right or wrong.
Tiny
absolutely
minority.
Bonkers, Denise. I'm very, very sorry. I would say to anyone watching, fly whatever flag you want, just flap it around and all
Be careful! Be careful!
Yeah, but the only way we're going to claim back the English flag from, as you say, the far right, is for ordinary, normal people who love England, who aren't far right, you know, fascists or whatever, to claim back and own their flag.
Now, which is sort of what they're trying to do, this group, isn't it?
Yeah.
What are they called?
OK,
Operation Raise the Colours is this group that is trying to get everybody to put the flag back up.
Well, hurrah! Because when I lived in central London, I had a chance to have a flagpole on my house. So, believe me, I had the JSP flag made and I ran it up the flagpole.
The JSP flag. And what was
the
that
Queen
exactly?
is in residence.
Yeah, when I was in residence, the flag was up and it was a skull and crossbones.
What a conversation starter amongst the neighbours.
Yeah.
But it's a strange one. I mean, there's been various kind of rights to reply, and the Tower Hamlet Council did say, while we recognise people wish to express their views, we have a responsibility to monitor and maintain council infrastructure. So that was their reason behind taking the flag down.
They put Christmas decorations.
They're not stopping you from putting it up in your house, but it's
the
just when
same
it's on a council
they put
lamppost.
Christmas decorations on and everything. of thing. So
Yeah.
if you can put Christmas decorations up, why can't you put a flag?
We know why they're taking them down.
We're all sort of in agreement, I think, here.